Listen to President Biden giving a rare Oval Office address. Watch this.
Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, or God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become.
The White House said Biden and Trump spoke to each other on Saturday night after the shooting. First Lady Jill Biden also spoke with former First Lady Melania Trump, and that was on Sunday afternoon. Congressman Mike Kelly, Republican from Pennsylvania, joins me now. Congressman, you were at the rally on Saturday with your family. You must have been worried about your family. You were sitting very close to Trump, I think.
Yes, I was about 50, 60 feet away from the president. But, you know, Stuart, this is in my hometown. This event took place at the Butler Farm Showgrounds. There could not be any more better example of rural America than the Butler Farm Showgrounds, where the 4-H kids are showing off their animals. Everything takes place there. But to have something like this happen in Butler, Pennsylvania, at a place that you would always think would be safe, is absolutely astounding. And we realize now that there's something that didn't happen that should have happened. But we'll have to wait and see the game films. We'll have to see how did it play out? Why weren't we in the right spot? What happened that we should have known ahead of time about?
Donald Trump is now changing his Republican National Convention speech. He's now calling for unity. He's no longer going after President Biden. Is that a good approach in your opinion?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think it's always been about policy. And not so much about politics or personalities. I just know that there is a strong leader in the country today. I know there is somebody who's already been in that seat, led us through a very strong period. But we're looking now as we go forward in a world that's completely upside down right now. I want the strongest person possible to sit in that seat, be the leader of the free world, and be able to drive policy in a direction that is in the best interest of the American people. There's only one person that can do it. That is Donald J. Trump. So I'm really looking forward. I'm on my way to Milwaukee today. I can't wait to see him again. I saw him Saturday night. I didn't see him. I was, like I said, I was 50 feet away. That pop, 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 pop. And I saw the president go down. I said, oh, my God, somebody has shot the president. And then behind me, the cries were coming up. Oh, my gosh, he's hurt, he's hurt. And I turned around, there were people with blood on their shirts. He's the quarterback that we need. He's the leader that we need. Strongest man in America right now is Donald J. Trump.
Congressman Mike Kelly, thank you very much for being with us this morning, sir. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.